Hello and welcome to Harrow Park Model Railway. Just got a 1968 Hymeks, which I've just repaired. I had three locomotives in the cabinet, which were non-runners, and it annoyed me because I wanted to have them running, and I've managed to fix the motor in this one, and I don't like the early bogie motors with the spider. They tend to be very, very difficult to put back together if you take them apart. There's another one here. This is from 1977, and I've just put this one off. Still a little bit in the oil in there needed. I've We're working on these two Hymeks. One's, like I said, the blue one's from 1968, and the green one is 1977. It was released in 1977 for 1 year only in this livery with this number, and the first 6 months it was issued with the early bogie motor, the same bogie motor that was in the 1960s version, the blue one. And then after 6 months, they went over to the ringfield motor. Now this one, I've put some oil on it now. Wow, that one went quite fast. I tried. I had the regulator set too high. There, it works fine. So I'm delighted. I've got both of these versions working now, the 1968 and 1977. Actually, this one's right on the edge of my collecting because I collect up to 1976. The reason for 1976 is because it was the last year that the Mark I coaches were being made, and they went into the regional coaches then. And also because the fine scale wheels came in, and my track is a very early track, the 1950s and 60s seal track, Series 3 and Super 4, and that's another reason I didn't go into DCC, because I collect the original Triang, and it wasn't compatible with DCC as I would have liked. And I didn't want to, because I didn't want to do any changes really, and still want to use the old steel track. I've got another one here that I repaired. This one is a Black 5, and it's not the original tender because that is the ringfield motor tender from the Duchess of Sutherland. I had a Duchess of Sutherland where the locomotive was broken. It had smashed on the ground and it was beyond repair, but the tender was still working. And the Black 5, the tender was broken, but the locomotive looks okay. So there's the original ringfield motor. Oh, the pliers are annoying. There's the original ringfield motor from the 1973 Black 5, and I couldn't get it working. I stripped it down, put it back together, stripped it down again. I couldn't get any life out of it whatsoever. But there was still this Duchess of Sutherland tender, in perfect working order, lying in the cabinet. So I thought, well, why not swap the motors over? Well, the problem with that was, if I take this weight off, you can see it even better. The width, the diameter of the oh, my hand's in the way. The diameter of the two ringfield motors is quite telling. They're totally different sizes. The Duchess of Sutherland ringfield motor, which is the later one, is a lot bigger. So what can I do? So I took the tender chassis from the Duchess of Sutherland and looked at the connection, and the connecting, there was a brass pin going through here, but with a screwdriver. It's a brass pin that went through, and then it went into like a little fitting so the tender could be detached from the locomotive, or the locomotive did the actual pickups. So I drilled that out, put in a nut and bolt using the original drawbar from the Black 5. I had to bend it slightly so that the wheels from the tender made contact, because the drawbar was taking it a bit 2 millimeters too high, which meant the front wheels were spinning. So I had to bend the drawbar, and I took the two wires through the drawbar into the tender. One I connected onto the wire which is already there from the Duchess of Sutherland, and the other wire I soldered onto this tab here. And yeah, I think I've just turned the transformer off. Yeah. It's working. Right. And then I thought, well, I wanted the Black 5 working again. I could live with the LMS maroon tender. But then I thought, wait a minute, let me try it. And I got the cover from the Black 5 and found, woe behold, it's a clip fit, and it fits perfectly onto the Duchess of Sutherland tender. So all I had to do then was the underframes were still maroon, and I painted on black, and no one's going to know that tender chassis and the ringfield motor came out of the Duchess of Sutherland. But it gave me, oh, it's still on, but it gave me a Black 5, which was running again. So one Black 5 and two Hymeks, one from 1968, 68, sorry, and one from 1977. Another locomotive that I got that was given to me, although it's fine scale wheels, so it doesn't like my point work on my layout, but it will just about run on course track, is this Princess Helena Victoria from 1994. Well outside, by about nearly 20 years outside of my collecting period. And the fine scale wheels, they just don't like the early point work. But it was a present, and it still runs fine. But I have to take it very slowly over triang point work. And it's literally the youngest one I've got on my layout. Everything else is from the 60s and 50s and some from the 70s. So, but then when you get a present from someone and it's family, then it's nice. It doesn't fit in with my collection, but I'll run it anyway. So I've got nothing to show you on the layout. All I've done is actually added more wiring, which is actually under the board, and there's nothing physical to see on the layout itself. The last 2 weeks I haven't been active on the website or the YouTube, because I had several things to do at home which the missus wanted me to do, and my hobby had to through necessity take a back seat for a week or two. But I'm hoping in the next week or so it'll be back to normal again. So I would like to say thank you for viewing, and I really do appreciate you looking in. I'm stuck here over in Germany with no one in the family and no one in my neighbourhood have the slightest interest in trains or model railways. So this little YouTube video and my website, do visit the website if you haven't seen it, if you've only looked at the videos. And that's my little link to the outside world, as it were. So I would like to say goodbye and thank you for looking in again. Bye bye.